welcome back. Let's take a body that has general, all over good alignment with healthy foot structure and function. In other words, someone who lifts up through the ankle naturally. Standing with your feet in alignment as you do in yoga, you give your body the maximum challenge to learn and create balance. Your muscles learn how to support you and withstand these side-to-side and front-to-back movements. And then, because of your good foot structure and alignment, everything else literally stacks on top of it in function. This is a great way to build your core stability by keeping the challenge of balance alive in your body. Angle your foot even only 1/8 of an inch to the side, then your balance is instantly easier, but your alignment is all wrong. You've completely removed the side-to-side balance challenge and you are now only working with correcting the front-to-back movements. All your joints now only stack more or less on top of each other with some degree of dysfunction that over time can cause lasting damage, maybe to your ankles, maybe to your knees, and so on up the body. Many students make this little shift without noticing it whenever they lift one leg up off the ground to perform a balancing pose. You may have noticed this yourself. I correct this a lot when I teach. I will show you that now, just a little exaggerated so you can see what I mean. We've looked at foot position, now for weight distribution. Watch what happens when I pronate my foot, collapsing it into the inside. This also has the effect of making my balance easier, once again removing the side-to-side component. Feels great to balance easily, and I could be hoodwinked into thinking I have it all figured out, but it comes at a high price. It encourages and reinforces weaknesses in my ankles and knees, an effect which radiates all the way up my body. The problem is that these habits occur unconsciously and automatically. My intention today is to bring them into your conscious awareness so that you too can bring even more depth and finesse into your practice. So far we have looked at lifting up through the ankle. Now let's talk toes and soles. Our feet have learned to be lazy in our shoes and our big toes are overused and have learned to push up off the floor in a way that causes a collapse of the arch instead of a lift, especially if we don't use the other toes. Shoes have become the crutch for your foot, just like those appliances I talked of before. Reliance on both of them can be responsible for many of the imbalance and alignment issues. So, to recap, your body kind of leans on foot appliances. So while they give you the alignment that you need, they do not build the strength in the supporting structures to bring about lasting change. When you take your shoes off, you feel the difference, maybe being more aware of how unsupported your foot feels. In short, you're relying less on your foot structure and more on the footwear. Now, if you do wear foot appliances, I am not recommending that you throw them away. Simply take this awareness and apply it when you don't or can't wear your shoes. When you lift up through the ankle, you can feel the outside of the foot taking more responsibility to hold your weight. You learn to use your whole foot and can feel it work a little harder. As you walk, there should almost be a rolling movement from the heel along the side to the front of the foot. As you roll the weight forward, you become aware that your arch stays lifted. If, when you walk, you sense your big toes touching the ground first, try to change the order so that they touch last. It will take some time to retrain your tired or lazy muscles, but it is worth it. Sometimes our well-being has to do with feeling physically comfortable. My last video was about those other 5 words, placing your elbows in your back pockets, where we talked about the powerful link between physiology and happiness. Foot comfort really contributes strongly to overall well-being too. What most people do is flop their feet down and almost grab the floor with their toes at one time to push off for the next step. So here are a few words of caution. You are trying to create a new habit. Be mindful not to push off the floor with your big toes because you may just be collapsing your arches. Equally, be careful that you don't overly roll to the outside of your foot, lifting the outside of your foot too high. You want to stack your joints properly from and over your ankle. So learn to wake up and activate your feet. Have your feet contribute to your well-being and not just passively take you from place to place. When you learn to use more of your whole foot, working through the outside edge, you make a positive contact with the ground that brings your foot into contact, starting at the heel and finishing at the big toe, preserving and building arch strength and fostering comfy feeling feet. This applies to both walking and to your yoga practice. This is a vital tool for creating or restoring balance, improving core stability, for creating grace, strength and alignment in your posture, and building an ever-improving connection to the earth, which will deepen your practice in and outside of the yoga studio. Thanks for joining me today. Namaste.